Just a minute.
Shall we let me know when I should start?
Sure, just a few minutes. I'm doing some technical setting. Yeah, okay. All set now. So just 1 minute. Hi everyone. So welcome to today's webinar. So for today's webinar, we have Alex from App Education. Okay, sorry. Alex from App Education. So Alex will be sharing you all information about foundations program from University of Auckland, Auckland University of Technology, Victoria, University of Wellington. So if you have been to our expert education fair recently in 2022 and 2023, of course, you have met Alex as well. And okay, so let's go for the webinar. So for the webinar, firstly, Alex will give you brief introductions about all these universities in the presentations, and after that we'll go for Q&A sessions. And in the Q&A sessions, if you have any question related to any of this university, feel free to ask either in Burmese or either in English as well. You can text in the chat box, or you can ask directly via voice message as well. And you can also ask in Burmese because Alex speaks Burmese as well. Okay, I'm here to translate it for you. I will translate it for you. So over to you now, Alice. Welcome to today's webinar.
Thank you, David, and thank you everyone for waiting for me for a few minutes. So as the introduction, my name is Alice. I'm the regional manager for App Education in Indochina. So yeah, as David said, if some of you already visit Expert Education Fair in Yangon last month, so actually probably you might see my face there because I joined. I'm very happy to be there, and also very happy to join you today. So let me start by sharing my screen. So actually, today I prepared some slide that makes you maybe feel more comfortable and have more information about studying in New Zealand, because I know that New Zealand seems to be a new destination for Myanmar students. So let me know if you see my screen. Yeah. So just a brief introduction about App Education. As you might know, App Education is actually, we are the group from New Zealand. However, on 2019, we decided to expand our business into Australia. So you can see in this slide on the right-hand side, we are partner with 3 universities in New Zealand, which is University of Auckland, Auckland University of Technology, and Victoria University of Wellington. So for these 3 universities, we are the direct partner who provide the foundation programs for students. So it means that if you are from 16 years old and you want to start your journey studying in New Zealand, you can start with foundation first and then progress into first year bachelor degree. Even we have a direct partnership with 3 universities. However, our foundation certificate study is well recognized by all universities in New Zealand. So it means that you can study foundation with us and progress into study university in any university in New Zealand. Besides from that, I will not go into detail, but just want to let you guys know, besides from New Zealand, we also have a pathway including foundation, diploma, and pre-master in Australia, and also we even own our ICHM, which stands for International College of Hotel Management in Adelaide, which is very interesting. If you guys, I know that now maybe it's not yet a good time for you to go to Australia yet, but just in case you are preparing, please feel free to contact David or expert team for all the information for our programs. So to this next slide, this slide is, you know that we are very popular and also the first choice for students to study in New Zealand, not only about the pathway, we also have our own vocational and college, UB College. Expert actually have some students for me to study UB and in design, in engineering, and also in online marketing, digital marketing. So this certificate to show you that we are very trusted school. We register as a school in New Zealand and we are all the way in the level 1. We have the first mark license. Going next slide, you can see that this is all of our programs that we offering in New Zealand. So on the right hand side, of course, you know that is a 3 foundation program partnership with university. On the left hand side, you can see that we also have vocational, many vocational, like you can study pharmacy, you can study cookery, or maybe you can study New Zealand School of Tourism and ZST. If you have any question about vocational or pathway, you can ask me today. I'm not sure if I can answer all of your questions. However, we also have our website for you to look after, or you can contact expert. So let's focus on the foundation. So some of you might ask, so what will be our journey if we start with Up Education Foundation? So here is the very precise the journey of the student. So we actually accept the student from 16 years old to start with our foundation, because we have different duration of programs, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, and 18 months. So that is for the foundation. If you see on the first bubble here. So after you finish the foundation, it's either of the program that I just mentioned, you will progress into the first year of bachelor degree of the major that you might choose from the beginning. For example, some of the students come to me, Alice, I want to study Bachelor of Business. So actually, you need to choose your bachelor degree from the beginning before you study foundation. The reason why is that during the foundation time, you will study English is a compulsory subject, and also another 4 to 6 conditional subjects to support your major during the bachelor degree. So it means that you need to know which major you're gonna study from the beginning for you to have the knowledge and the basement before you get in the bachelor degree. And after finish your bachelor degree, you're gonna graduate. And of course, due to the New Zealand immigration, you will be eligible to apply for post-study working visa up to 3 years. And this will be, if you have more, I will not be the right person for you to ask about visa question. However, we have David here, so feel free to ask about the visa question. So the first university that I would like to mention and to introduce to you today, of course, it should be the University of Auckland, because it's the number 1 university in New Zealand, and also I think for the last 15 years, they never drop out from the top 100 university in the world. So we have a very strong partnership with them, more than 20 years. So every year we send a lot of students to Auckland University to study there. So some of the benefit that you may already know, that when you study in UOA Foundation, because is that the first thing, you will have the package offer and visa. What does that mean? It means that even you submit for foundation, but you won't get 2 offers right away. The first offer for your foundation course, and the second offer will be your for bachelor course. And of course, you can use 2 offers to submit for visa only 1 time, with the condition that the gap between the foundation course and the bachelor course is not more than 5 months. So it means that, for example, if you finish the foundation on December and you decided to study bachelor in February intake, it's okay. You can submit for the pathway visa. So it means that for the whole journey, you only need to submit visa 1 time. So that's the benefit for students. Another benefit for students is that you will have a very smooth transition from foundation to bachelor degree, because actually you already belong to the university since the first day even you start foundation. It's very easy. You can join all the clubs, sport, community clubs, and you can also access to library, to online and offline library. So it means that even during your foundation time, you have all the benefits like master degree or bachelor degree student, no different. Another thing is that I know that some of you might be under 18 and some of you might be already 18 or over. So actually a lot of students ask me this question. So what about the accommodation? So I would like to introduce to you as well for the accommodation. If you under 18 and you have no relatives or family living in Auckland, you need to stay with homestay if you under 18. If in case that you have the family or relatives there and you want to stay with them, you can progress with the DCG process. However, this process might take up to 4 to 8 weeks. So please prepare all the document and register for that process as soon as possible. And of course, if you are 18 or over, you can choose either to stay at home stay, or you can rent apartment by yourself with your friends, or you can even register to stay in UOA accommodation. However, I need to note with you guys here, the limit is very limited to stay in university accommodation. So actually it's a first come first serve. So that's something that you guys need to remember when you submit and interested in study in UOA International College. So here is some of the, I will not go into details. However, I would like to explain a little bit the reason why we have different programs with different duration and different entry requirement. As you know, some of you might already finish high school in Myanmar. However, you are not yet eligible to go directly into bachelor degree for first year. So it means that you need to take foundation program. So maybe you only need to take 6 months with the requirement like you need to have English 6.0, no bands less than 5.5, or you can take our Up English language test for free. So it's either way, you can do IELTS or you can take our test. Our test will be on every Wednesday per week, and run our space very quickly. So I strongly recommend, if you want to study foundation and don't have IELTS or TOEFL or PTE yet, and still want to take our Up English test, you should contact the expert team to submit your application and register for the test as soon as possible. So as you can see here, for example, for 6 months, we have 2 intake per year, February and September. These 2 intake for you to catch up with the main intake for bachelor degree. For example, if you study February, you're gonna finish around like end of June and early July. So you're ready to go to the July intake of university. And if you start start September, so you can catch up with the next year intake for bachelor degree. And of course, the tuition fee for each duration program also different. So you can, if you guys like looking at my slide now, you can screenshot, or you can also go to our website to get more detail of the tuition fee. Another very interesting and excited news I would like to talk to the student is about the scholarship. I know every student care about scholarship. For foundation, we have up to 5,000 scholarship for students with the condition very easy. You need to do the interview with the school, and then after that 1 or 2 working days, we will finalize and let you know that which scholarship scheme you're gonna get. So you can see here we have 1,000, 2,500, and 5,000. So it will based on your academic result, your interview, and also your English result as well. One thing that I would like to note, because due to my experience, a lot of international students, they share with me that they feel much better and much confident when they study bachelor degree if they already complete the foundation programs. The reason why is that even if you are qualified to go directly into university, but you know it's totally different. 100% you are using English, and the curriculum and also the teaching method is quite different from what you are experienced in Myanmar. So actually foundation is kind of like the programs that help you to improve your English skill, help you to improve your academic skill, and also help you to adapt to the life and the study curriculum in New Zealand. That is the reason why many international students consider to take foundation before they go to university. And yeah, that is for the programs. I think that you already screenshot if possible. And also another thing is that after you finish the foundation, you have another opportunity to have another scholarship. So it means that if you are the first or the second student that have a highest score in foundation program, you can have 5,000 to go to university. Or maybe if you are the next 30 student, you're gonna have 1,000 each. So it depends on how you do. You need to do well during your foundation course as well. So this is the very like simple curriculum what you're gonna study during foundation for University of Auckland. As you can see that the core subjects gonna be English 1 or 2, and you can choose another 4 subjects depending on the major that you study in university. For example, if you want to study bachelor of, let's say, accounting, so of course our professor and teacher will recommend you to choose the 4 subjects, gonna be like accounting, maybe statistics, and maybe like economics, and you can do like mathematics as well. It depends on you, and don't worry. Some students come to me ask, how come I know which subjects that I should choose? Don't worry, because actually our teacher will recommend and give you the guideline which subject you should choose during the orientation. So please just like don't be like stressed like about the choosing subjects, because we have the team to support you there. And I already highlight the entry requirement. This is the academic entry requirement, only the English already in the previous slide. So you also can screenshot this slide or go to our website. So it means if you want to study fast track, you need to have your exam result is 75%. If you want to study standard 1 year, you need to have 65, or maybe you not really confident and you want to take a longer journey, you can consider our foundation connect, which is 18 months. So this is a scholarship I already mentioned. So hopefully I can have an opportunity to give a lot of students from Myanmar scholarship in the future. So this is a video about our alumni that study from foundation and now studying in University of Auckland. So I would like to share with you guys a very short clip, but very like good for future students to considering. Let me know if you don't hear the sound, but I'm pretty much sure that already have the sound.
Hi everyone, my name is Joo Young Bae and I'm from Korea and I'm studying Global Study and Commerce in University of Auckland year 3. My favorite parts in Auckland is maybe everyone's kindness, not only just limited in Auckland. Everyone I've met in New Zealand, they are so warm-hearted and kind and open-minded to me, so it was so touched experience like while I was studying in New Zealand. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jane Aurelia Trisnadi and I'm a student from Indonesia. I'm currently studying Bachelor of Psychology and Biological Science at University of Auckland. One thing that I like from Auckland is that it's very serene. It's a calming place for you to study, and I really recommend you all to go here.
Hello, my name is Renita and I'm from Cambodia. Now I'm studying Bachelor of Commerce majoring in marketing, and what I like in here is that the friendly environment, how people in here treat me, just like their own family but not like an outsider.
Welcome to New Zealand, and New Zealand is warmer. 추천합니다.
Welcome to New Zealand. Swakom makan pateh New Zealand.
Welcome to New Zealand. Selamat datang di New Zealand.
So I hope in the future I can have some of the Myanmar students doing the testimonial for me to include in this video. So another important thing I would like to share with you guys, especially the student who considering to go to New Zealand, of course, the living cost, the living expense in New Zealand. Please bear in mind that this is just the estimated. So it means each one of you gonna have a different reference of spending your money and expense. So please take a screenshot or have a look at this table so you kind of like know what is the normal average expense in New Zealand. So for example, accommodation is gonna be like range from 280 to 315 per week, and maybe like for mobile phone 5 to 15, and also for food. Food, if you go to supermarket and cook at home, is different from eating out, right? So I also do some summary here and exchange into Myanmar kyat. However, of course, the currency rate might be different from time to time. So please just take it as your reference. The second university partnership, I would like to talk to you about AUT. If many people know about UOA, University of Auckland, because they are the first ranking, right? AUT actually is very young and dynamic university. They have the how can I say, they have the internship and work integrated learning for almost every major in the university. So actually, if you guys like interested in technology, engineering, maybe you can consider the major to study in AUT Auckland. So there's some of the like why should we study in AUT? Of course, they are the first for New Zealand for international outlook. International outlook here meaning that the employment rate. So it means their student, when they graduate, they have a very high chance to get a job after their graduation, because of, as I say, that because AUT normally they offer many opportunity of internship and doing the work placement for students. For the foundation course partnership with AUT is very simple. It's quite similar. We have 4 programs, the same 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, and 18 months. Another only one different thing that you can see that for all the 4 programs, we have 4 intake per year, but for UOA, it depends on the length of the program. We have different intakes, but for AUT and for Victoria that I'm going to introduce to you guys soon, we have 4 intake per year for every programs. So actually it's quite flexible for you to prepare the document and the application to go. So however, please, very important, note in mind that for the major that you're gonna choose in the university, you need to check their intake as well, because normally most of the major, they have 2 intake per year, February and July. However, for some specific major, they only have 1 intake, so you really need to be careful and check on the website so you can arrange and plan your study like accordingly. For example, if you plan to study 1 year and then progress into university and the major only have 1 intake on February, so you need to do January intake for foundation to catch up with the February intake for university. So it's a very important thing that I would like to you guys to keep in mind. So you can see very easy as well, the tuition fee for AUT is a little bit lower than UOA. And even the academic entry requirement, I'll show you in next slides. However, for English, it's the same. It's the same for all of our programs in 3 universities. For example, if you want to study 6 months, you need to have IELTS 6.0, each band 5.5, or you can take our free English test. But the English entry requirement is the same. And also the scholarship, we also offer up to 5,000 for students to study foundation. This is the curriculum that you're gonna study in AUT. If some of you, because I saw some of you might get in the Zoom quite a little bit later, so you can see that for UOA, if you still remember the core subjects, you only study English. However, for AUT, we offer another 2 subjects as a core subjects, mean TSS and Culture and Society. But don't worry, because actually the final result for after you complete the foundation will not base on these 2 subjects. So it means we want to give you the knowledge about the culture and society in New Zealand and also the tertiary study skill. But your final result on only based on your English and also the 4 academic subjects. So please don't feel like pressure or anything. But of course, please do well, try your best during the time of study. I am not sure if any one of you here is interested in clinical majors like nursing, physiotherapy, anything. Before, in the past, actually the student cannot study clinical major in their first year of university. They need to do 1 general year on the first year, and based on the result of that first year to go into the major in second year. However, good news for students. Now, after complete the foundation, you actually can submit for the clinical major and study from first year. And of course, please bear in mind, another thing to bear in mind is that some of the major, they have the limited space and quotation for international students, and all the information is on their official website, AUT official website. So please feel free to have a look and decide on your journey. This is the academic entry requirement for AUT, also a little bit lower than UOA's. As you can see that for standard, let's say for UOA, we request you to have 75, but for standard, we request you to have the exam, your final exam only 60. So this is some good news for the student who maybe have a little bit not really like high exam result. So you guys can screenshot this slide and then to have a look and and some of you who haven't taken the exam yet, so you know how much of the result you need to get. So it's also good for you to have a goal target to achieve the target. Yeah. So we also have the scholarship for foundation in AUT is 5,000. And this also have the same condition that you need to do the interview with the school. And 95% of our students progress into university. The reason why it's 95, why it's not 100%, because the other 5%, they decided to go to other university. As I mentioned earlier, our foundation certificate can be recognized by all university in New Zealand and also some university in Australia as well. That's why the other 5% of students, they decided after they finish the foundation, they go to another university to pursue their personal reference. So it's also possible. So finally, this is the third university partnership that we have, the direct foundation certificate study in New Zealand, different from the other 2. The other 2 is located in Auckland. However, this one is located in Wellington. You can already see from the names, Victoria University of Wellington. I'm not sure if any of you have visited New Zealand, but or maybe Auckland or Wellington. Victoria University of Wellington is the oldest university in New Zealand, and they are in the capital city, very beautiful. And you can see that they have many international students in Victoria University of Wellington. For now, I think we have more than 3,000 international students are studying there. And I think that the number of Myanmar students is not many yet, but in the future, I hope that you also have your own community there to support each other. It's very easy. You can just remember that for AUT and Victoria, actually all the entry requirement, all the tuition fee are the same, exactly the same. The difference is that it depends on you where you want to study. You want to study in Auckland or you want to study in Wellington. Yeah, that's the main difference from AUT and Victoria Wellington. So I will not go into details for the tuition fee and the entry requirement. However, when I talk until this slide, I always want to share the experience with students. I understand that some of you really want to study the shorter programs, like 6 months to go to university. Like after 6 months, you can go to university. However, please remember, the shorter the duration, the heavier the study load. So it means that if you want to, if you want to study the shorter course, you need to study very, very hard. So that's why I said that maybe sometime, maybe you can consider to study 9 months or 12 months if you want to study well, and also like to have the balance between like maybe study and experiencing the life in New Zealand. So it's the advice for the student to consider. So here is the curriculum. Don't be panicked if you see the number 6 here, because you can see that from UOA and AUT only 4, right? But for Victoria it's 6. However, don't be panicked, because you don't need to study 6 subjects, including the 3 core subjects in the same terms. So it means we divided in, so for example, if you study 9 months, so it means you study 3 terms, right? So each term you study only 2 elective, English and the introduction to mathematics and culture and society. So it means that don't worry, you don't need to study like 9 subjects in 1 semester. It's not gonna happen. And it's the same, the subject gonna be introduced and guideline how to choose the subject by our academic teams during the orientation. So so we know when you submit the application, we already know which major you want to study in university, right? So we can so academic team can guide you which subject you need to choose. So don't be scared or feel lost, because we always there to support our student. So entry requirement exactly the same with IAUT. Yeah. For scholarship, we also have up to 5,000, and also have the progression scholarship as well, up to 5,000 as well. For progression scholarship, you don't need to do the interview with school. It purely based on your result of foundation study. And for foundation scholarship, you will need to interview in English with school. It's just some of you might ask, so what are the normally what is the question during the scholarship interview? It's just a casual interview, like introduce yourself, asking your past education and your future direction, why you choose New Zealand, why you choose up education, why you start with foundation first. So this is some of the brief, the sample question for you guys to prepare. Regarding to our free English test, this is actually very, very good point for the student, international student, because I know that maybe sometimes it's very difficult for you guys to book to sit in IELTS, and maybe some student might concern about the fee as well. So we are here to help you to solve all the problems. We offer our student our free English test. You don't need to go anywhere. You only need to stay at home and do it online. We only have 1 test per week, 1 test day per week, which is on Wednesday. And normally the place run out very quickly. So I really think that you guys should prepare, maybe book in advance at least 1 or 2 weeks to sit on the test. You can do the test up to 3 times for free. Each time need to be at least 2 weeks apart from each other, because we believe that if you didn't do well in the first time, you need more time to practice, right? So at least 2 weeks for you to practice. You will do the 4 skills, the same: listening, writing, speaking, and what else? Reading. So same as IELTS test. And you do it with the teacher who based in New Zealand as well. So it's exactly same with the IELTS exam. And normally the time for this gonna be 1 p.m. New Zealand time, so maybe around 6:30 a.m. your time, a little bit early. However, you don't need to go anywhere, so it's fine. You can just stay at home. So that is my just the very all the information that I think that might be beneficial for the student who really want to considering to study in New Zealand. As some of you might know that New Zealand is a second ranked as a second English speaking country about education. So it means that we are very proud about education quality and also all the alumni, that current student who's already graduate from New Zealand or who is studying in New Zealand, they are very happy because they can see the difference, and also the weather is not very extreme. If you consider, let's say Canada, it's really extreme weather there, right? But New Zealand is not like that. So it's another thing for you to consider as well. And especially for the post-study working visa, if you study bachelor degree, level 7, you can get up to 3 years for post-study working visa. So it's very good for the international student to have experience in New Zealand. So that's for me. So David, I give it back to you.
Thank you so much for the insightful presentations, Alex. So guys, it's up for the presentations. So now we are going for the next sections, which is Q&A. So if you have any questions related to all these universities, University of Auckland, Auckland University of Technology, Wellington, University of Victoria, University of Wellington, or even if you have questions regarding UOB as well, feel free to ask. Alex is here to answer all of your questions. So I already saw one question for you, Alex. How old is the youngest age to join a foundation program?
You mean the age of the student?
Yes.
Actually, we accept a student from 15, but 15 is they only have one option, that they need to study 18 months program. They cannot do shorter. But from 16 above, the student can. It depends on the student academic and English that they can choose the suitable program for them.
Okay. Thank you so much. Sorry for that. So there's a question from Facebook Live. Can Australia Foundation graduate can apply University of Auckland?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it again?
So the student has finished foundations program from one of the Australian university, and he went to apply for bachelor degree for University of Auckland. Can they do that?
This question actually is a little bit out of my league to answer. So actually, I suggest the student to send the foundation certificate to, maybe you can have the student to send to University of Auckland to check if they can accept that Australian foundation or not, because it depends on the school that student take the foundation as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so guys, please ask more questions. There is only 2 questions so far.
Don't worry, maybe that's a lot of information for you. However, I recommend you, because actually for Up Education, we work very closely with experts, and they have a very strong team in Myanmar. So if today you don't have any question, you can always contact expert by their hotline or Facebook to ask. And I'm also always here to help expert, to support expert as well. So don't worry. But one thing that I can just want to share with you is that please make sure that you have your major in mind, and also decided on when you want to start the journey, because the intake is also very important to consider. I don't want you to miss the intake to university.
Okay, hi David. I have some questions so far. Okay, I will let you unmute if you want to ask directly. So if you have any question, you can text, or if you want to unmute yourself and ask directly via voice message, ask in Burmese.
Hi, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Alice. Yeah. I would like to ask the Alice. Okay, actually, I would like to know the inquiry for the master degree course. Yeah, as I'm the engineering background, so could you please share us what majors or engineering subject available in your university? Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes. I think Alice,
Can can you hear? Okay.
yes, I can hear you. Can you please repeat the questions again? I think Alice was mute.
No, I actually got the question already. So
Okay.
actually, I thank you for the question. For us, actually, we are not recruiting for master degree in university in New Zealand. However, David, maybe may I ask which engineering background you have? Is it computer science or which
No,
engineering?
there's the electrical engineering background.
Education.
Yes, electrical engineering background. Actually, I
Actually,
already finished the degree in Singapore.
Okay. So, Coach Stephen, for that, I think because Alice look after only pathway program and you are asking about master's program. So for that, I think after the
Yes.
I'll leave my number here. You can reach out to me and you can ask me directly for that.
Okay, sure.
Because Alice doesn't look after that program.
Okay. Another. Can I ask another one more question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So in this case, can you suggest what kind of the further the study I would like to can I attend in this the Auckland University?
Okay, I think it's the same questions. I think it's without one-on-one consultations. So
Okay.
I will leave my number here now. I will leave my number here in the chat box. You can reach out to me via Viber. So
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
I
I know that.
will do a short consultation for you, and after that you will know everything in detail.
Okay, David. No, that thanks. Yeah, and another one more question. Is it? I know. Is it the need this the BDE score, right? So
Yes.
is it what is the minimum this BDE score to entrance this
I
university?
think it's usually most of the university they require 58 overall, 15, not less than 51, but it can be different for some university as well.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, that thanks.
I will send
Yeah,
you all
thanks
the
for answer.
information for that as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, David.
Sure. Any more questions, guys? So what is the nearest intake to join all these university, Alice?
For the foundation, the next intake's gonna be July and October, but I think July now is a little bit too late, so maybe you can prepare for October. And for the university, as I mentioned, normally most of the major they have 2 intake, February and July. However, some specific major they only have 1 intake, so better check with on their official website.
Okay, hi, I'm interested to study Bachelor of Computer and Information Science at AUT. Is it possible to get scholarships and how can I apply for it? Can you please tell me about AUT pathway?
Actually, I understand your question is that you interested in study bachelor directly. So far, I know that AUT, they have the accommodation scholarship, 50% for international students. So I'm not sure if it's still applicable for next year, 2024. However, for this year, I believe that they are still running that accommodation scholarship, 50%, which is a lot. So you can check on their website, because I think that it might be a little bit too late for you to do the July intake. But you can check. You guys, I can share with you, normally for the scholarship, it will be announced maybe around like September, October for next year. It's applied for most of the university. So keep it close, keep your look close into the official website. But for foundation, if you are asking for foundation, we have up to 5,000, as I mentioned, 5,000 for foundation cost for all students. That you will do the interview with school, and then you know how which scheme of scholarship you're gonna get. Hope that answered your question.
Thank you, Alice. Okay, so choosing A, sorry, yeah, for regarding your questions, to join foundation, the minimum age is 16, right, Alice?
Yes.
Yeah, you need to be 16, choosing A. Okay, so any more questions, guys? You can unmute yourself, ask in Burmese or English as well. Okay, how many days visa processing time for NZ? How about Australia visa? I saw one visa okay today. Okay. So regarding your visas, I think I need to answer the questions. So that normal visa processing time is like 2 months for New Zealand visa, but it's a bit quick these days. Most of the students, they are getting visa result within 1 month, but the standard processing time is still 2 months, which is like 8 weeks. For Australia visa, if I have to say, the situation is still not improved that much. Yes, there are some visa grant, but they are also refused. Yeah. So for this webinar, we are going more about New Zealand. So if you have any question related to Australia, I have put my number above. You can reach out to me regarding Australia. Any more questions? Is foundation course also applicable for age 25? Is there any age limit?
If foundation course also application for the age, actually we don't have any age limit for foundation. However, if you already a little bit mature in the age, we might require you to have the explanation letter. So why you decided to go foundation? Because you know that normally foundation is the pre-university, right? So as long as you can give the reasonable reason and explanation very clear, so we don't have any age limitation.
Thank you, Alice. No question, please. We have 8 minutes left. You have 8 minutes to ask any questions. I think no more questions. I think so. Alice, is there anything you want to say to new students regarding New Zealand or studying in these universities?
Actually, for the information, I think that's enough. It's quite precise. However, I really can see that recently I can see many Myanmar students, they start to get interested to study in New Zealand. So I just want to say with you that you guys don't need to be nervous because apart, even you don't have many connection of friends there yet. However, I think that is growing. And for Up Education, for us, we have the whole team, student support team, to always support the international student with maybe academic and even personal matter. So please just feel free to contact expert or David directly to ask about the programs, and looking forward to welcome every one of you in New Zealand with Up Education.
Thank you, Alice. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining with us on today's webinar. So if you have any question related to pathway for University of Auckland, Auckland University of Technology, Victoria University, Wellington, or even for bachelor and master's program at UB College, feel free to reach out to us. We are here to help you. And of course, New Zealand is a very fascinating destination, and it's among top 10 studies, famous destinations in the world. So thank you once again. I have put my Viber numbers there. If you have any question, reach out to me on Viber, or you can call me directly as well. Thank you once again. Thank you, Alice.
Thank you, David. Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, you too.